I dropped out of college in the middle of freshman year to chase my social media dreams.
I'm taking a little bit of a break from college to fulfill my career as a social media influencer.
I went broke fast. I lived in a tiny studio apartment, barely affording rent, grinding every day just to survive. The only good thing I got out of that was the fact that I was losing weight. I just could not afford food. After 2 full years grinding, no viral, still broke.
I am really broke at the current moment. $100 from YouTube, which is like a lot.
I get the email. Snapchat finally monetized me, and my life is forever changed. I was making the most money I've ever made in my entire life, more than a doctor and a lawyer combined. Like, think about that. That's a drastic difference. Now I have finally made it to my peak. Everything started to speed up in my life. I was flying to LA.
I can't believe 2 years ago I was a college dropout, and now I'm going to red carpet events, movie premieres, and finally living my dream life. Guys, we're here at the red carpet event.
And I looked the best I've ever looked. I was able to buy expensive products and clothes, and I was getting so skinny. I've never lost this amount of weight. That was my biggest and best peak. Like, I still look back to that era and like miss it so much because I was literally glowing and on top of the world. But very quickly I got lost in it. Everything was moving fast. My life was moving fast, and then my thoughts started to move fast, and my feelings were fast, and I was making impulsive decisions, and I was traveling without a plan, and I was still meeting powerful and successful people, but it was all on an impulse. I was just going around the world doing all these things, impulsively wanting to be better and more successful, and somewhere in all of that motion, I lost myself.
I'm having anxiety right now.
My thoughts started racing, and I was getting anxious and paranoid. I was someone who was never social, now living a hyper-social life. The impulsivity and rush followed me in every direction of life, and especially in money. I was impulsively spending. Every time I went on a flight, it had to be business class or first class. I was buying the most expensive hotels, going on plans I don't need to go on, buying things that I don't need. But I think I was doing this because when I was broke, I didn't have any of that. So I was trying to fill this void of finally like feeling like I was enough. So I was just spending all this unnecessary money. I distracted myself by having a crush on someone who didn't like me back and was planning on moving to LA, needed a roommate. So of course I agreed to be their roommate because I was just chasing this rush and not thinking clearly. A week before I was gonna move to LA, a good friend called me and gave me some advice. They told me to go to India and do this thing where I live with monks. I originally was just gonna stay there for 2 weeks and then go to LA, but when I was there, everything that I was avoiding came to me, and I started to heal and face all of the problems I created. It turned into 2 months of me living on this campus in India with monks. I'm not going into all the details. I've made so many videos on this experience, but I found myself there. I was able to slow down, meditate, and get grounded again. When I came back, I canceled everything. I had to clean up the mess that I made. I did not move to LA. I'm in AZ at my apartment, taking everything step by step, giving myself room to breathe. I am no longer creating from a place of pressure. I start my days very slow, feeling out what I need. Maybe I'll meditate or move, and then I'll get into work, and at a very slow pace, feeling myself every step of the way. I'm not chasing success anymore. I'm building a grounded place for myself to allow success to flow in.